Hi, I'm Neil, WZO VLZ, and I'm here in Essex Park today. I decided to come out this morning and do a little bit of QRP or low power operation. I have my entire station here in this lunch bag, and we'll set it out here on a table and I'll show you what some of the equipment is. Basically what we have in the bag is 3 different lengths of wires, so that depending on which band I'm operating on, I have a variety of antenna possibilities here. I have the twine for holding the antenna up into one of these great trees that we have in Essex Park. This is all the power supply it takes, a 12-volt battery. This is my rig. This is a Elecraft K1 transceiver. I purchased it as a kit. It had an antenna tuner built into it. This one runs about 5 watts CW only on 4 bands, 40, 30, 20, and 15 meters. And then I have this set of CW paddles that I made up for running CW. So with this stuff here plus my steno pad for copying stations, I'm all set up and I can connect this stuff together and get on the air. Of course, a part of a good QRP operation, the key part of it is the antenna. Basically, I have the station set up at a picnic table. Right now, no antenna connected to it. What I have here is a 10-ounce fishing weight, and under my foot, instead of stretched out towards the table and back again, is about, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet worth of line on the ground. And what I need to do is I need to get the line over a branch up in the tree here, so I can attach it to my antenna wire and pull up the antenna. So, and I've never had one of these come apart, so I've never broken a car windshield.
This may be the first.
Well, yeah. Now I have lost a weight or two up in a tree.
Okay.
That happens once in a while. But basically it's a matter of twirling it, going as hard as you can.
The first time, I don't believe it.
Of course it's the first time. And over a tree limb, down to over your picnic table that you want to operate from. Then it's a matter of just removing the weight from the end of the line. Attaching it to the end of the antenna wire. Since the nylon twine is an insulator, I don't need a separate insulator on this antenna installation. I just twist them together. I have the wire, or the twine running over the tree limb. I just pull it up. Pick a convenient tree in the distance here to pull the whole thing to. And now, just have to sort of walk the twine around a tree here. And it doesn't need to be tied in place. It's only a temporary sort of antenna installation. So I just wrap it around the tree a couple of times. Neaten up the remaining twine a little bit. Set it down on the ground, and the antenna's up in the air. This particular radio has a built-in CPU, so that it does so that the one display can can form lots of different functions. It has things like a built-in menu so that you can move through the different functions that you might need as you are operating a rig. And it has things like the band display, or the frequency display here only shows the most significant digits unless you tap the band switch, and then it steps through and shows everything else. But the radio includes things like a place that you can store things like a CQ, and then you can start a CQ going. And it's sort of handy when you just sitting here at the picnic table operating, and you don't want to almost spend all of your time at the key. Let's see, as far as how I got into this, I've probably been doing QRP sort of operating for 10 or 15 years now. I first got into it when going to visit my in-laws in Eastern Washington. Well, what can I take along to fill my time while we're visiting the in-laws, right?
Right.
And so I took along a radio. That particular radio happened to be military surplus Vietnam era sort of radio that weighed about 30 pounds. And it was not real convenient as far as getting there. From there I moved to a Heathkit QRP radio, and again, this was all CW. I like the CW equipment because it tends to be lighter. It is more reliable communication if the signals are weak. So I've been doing almost all of my QRP operating using CW. Other people choose to use phone, single sideband for their QRP operating. Some folks I know have their computer connected in with their QRP station, and you might find them sitting here with a laptop open in front of them, connected to a radio, and using something like PSK31 to do their their QRP operation. Myself, I've been doing mostly CW. In the process of doing QRP operating, I've done things like family reunions on a houseboat in British Columbia. Took along a radio, took along an antenna, had it on the houseboat, and was able to do some operating that way. That was interesting. Other things. This particular radio is real convenient. A year ago this summer, took some traveling to the West Coast, and sitting on the rim of Crater Lake, working some guy in South Dakota. He's talking about sitting in the middle of a parking lot during his lunch break, and I'm talking about having been on a hike, sitting on the edge of Crater Lake with this beautiful view out in front of me. So it is sort of neat to be operating something like QRP when you're out in the woods, someplace like that.
What other things do you get involved in?
Oh well, yeah. This is sort of one aspect of it that gets me out of the house. You know, this I can sling over my shoulder and I can head out. The other aspect of ham radio that I happen to be interested in is the vintage ham radio equipment, stuff from the 30s through about the 60s, the equipment that used vacuum tubes, and they all tended, of course, to have a lot of iron, a lot of weight to them. I have rigs in my shack at home that might weigh 100 pounds easily, and have to be on special dollies and tables in order to get them rolled around the shack and into place. But this is QRP, the vintage ham radio stuff I'm into. All of those are just different aspects.
Different aspects of the hobby.
Yeah, different aspects of the hobby. Keep it interesting so you can move back and forth.
Okay, thanks a lot, Neil.
You're welcome.